Hey, what's up guys? This is Poker Express, and we are back with another episode of Poker Hands. Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos. Let's jump straight into the action.
Doesn't matter, I can't complain. It's an accident. Forgot my cards. I raise it a little bit. 1.5 million. 1.5. What will happen? What could happen in 30 seconds?
Be comfortable playing pots against Leon.
Aces against
Post
king.
flop. Well, he is going to raise. All right, Steve wants to bump this up. And Leon snap calls. A really big pot forming here between Leon and Steve. 9-9 for the flop.
Right?
And Leon leading once again. 5 million the bet. Suddenly we find ourselves in a situation where there's 20 million chips in the pot. Leon has 28 back and just queen high, no draw. 6, another great card for Steve. Well, another 5 million chip bet from Leon. Does Leon somehow have a hand like a 4? Maybe he has a smaller pocket pair. Deuces, 3s, 5s, 7s that are just trying to buy a cheaper showdown. For that reason, Steve, of course, happy to call and try and get to showdown himself. This pot already easily big enough. Ace on the end. Card that favours Steve's range being the pre-flop 3-better. Flatting twice. Wow, he does move all in. And I think Steve's going to be able to put this together. Got to give credit to Leon, puts these guys to the test repeatedly. Huge bluff here. Easy for us to say in the booth, looking at the card, saying this line doesn't make any sense and that Steve should call. Much different proposition when you're playing for millions of dollars down there on the felt. Facing this bet and a time clock. I think going through Steve's mind is if it's a bluff, it has to be complete round and bluff. He does make the call. Leon says good call. Turns over Queen Jack. And well, Steve O'Dwyer tables pocket 8s. Leon's body language says it all. Huge pots. Steve up to 91 million chips. And now Stevie again with the worst hand in the big blind. Jake with an ace on the button.
Stevie defending.
Yeah, will defend with his queen.
And a good flop for Jake.
Yeah, wow.
Flops top pair with a gut shot. Backdoor, not flush draw. Stevie's got backdoor, queen no flush draw.
Of course, Jake will bet with that hand. Stevie though with this queen high, it doesn't. Well, he does decide to take one off.
So a backdoor straight draw. Queen high could be good.
Well, look at this.
No.
Jake makes the wheel.
Jake's turned a wheel.
Of course, if it were to come another 3, Stevie would make a higher straight.
This has very few outs, only 3 outs.
Yeah, choose his
Make a
hand
big
as a
bluff.
bluff, right? He's got a 6. It's always hard to try and rep a 3 though, anytime you're playing on a raised pot. As you said, he's going to make the bluff. And he's going big by the looks of things. 1.8 was the bet. Makes it 5.1. And that was it. I mean, goes without saying, doesn't it? Jake here, just cool. And with a straight, allow your opponent to continue bluffing. They probably can't believe his luck.
His eyelids.
Yeah, that tells you
He's in love.
He's in love with the situation. I promise you that much. Of Jake Schindler, and Jake will, of course,
Schindler's made the call. He's letting Stevie hang himself.
And I mean, if you look at this pot size now, Stevie, if he wishes to continue this bluff, will be all in for 9.5 million into the 13 million on the river. And well, 7 of spades.
Well, it is a scare card. If he was check raising on the turn with a...
Right, it's kind of the card he has to keep bluffing with, right? Because a lot of his bluff candidates are flush draws.
I mean, he could always... Jake could be thinking if he shoves as well, it could just be a chop.
Right, he does move all in. And, well...
Jake has a decision to make. If he calls, it will be all over.
It's the old
Scotty.
Oh, it's over, baby. Jake, though, with a straight. I mean, you can't expect Stevie to be just going crazy here with this. Oh, he's going to call, I think. He throws the call in.
Wow.
He throws the call in. Stevie
Great
turns
call.
over the complete nothing hand. Jake has a straight.
And that's your lot.
That is the end of it. As quickly as that, it didn't like this pot could ever develop into anything. Well, Ulida will raise up 7s. Kevin flat, ace-5 off from the button. David makes it 2.85 from the small. This could be trouble for Isildur here. 5-handed, about 30 bigs. David has squeezed. He's shocked if Isildur doesn't jam this one. Oh, he has called.
Call.
Should have said be shocked if he doesn't play this one.
Call's interesting, but he is in position.
Right, that's it. Okay, he only has just a little bit of a pot back, but he knows, he should know roughly what the good flops are. Obviously against jacks, he's in trouble. Well, queen, queen, 6. Looks like curtains.
$1,250,000.
David bets 1.25. Should look back to Isildur.
Pretty interested to see how he plays this hand.
It's just cool. Tyler, a big pot performing 9.5 in the middle. Isildur with 6.7 back.
It's an interesting just call because you give your opponent a decent price to hit whatever he has that you beat.
Check.
On the flip side, though, you perhaps get to showdown when you are beat.
It is possible.
Either player with a spade.
David checks it, huh?
Isildur will bet 2.4 million.
$2,400,000.
Perhaps he'll get the showdown here and have 4.3 million back.
I'm constantly surprised by the superstars, the ability to play multiple streets on such a short stack.
Yeah, it's really eye-opening when you watch guys like Isildur play. They do get so many more decisions in a hand than you might expect. Because of that, I figure the more decisions you make, Bigger your edge. See 4.3 in there, 14.3 in the middle.
I'm all in.
Haha.
All in.
I guess he's trying to get David to hero him off with like ace king
think
with a
it's value
spade.
bet, but
So thin,
looks like David wants to fold.
so thin this bet. You're risking your tournament life here.
There's no way Isler thinks he's bluffing here, does he?
No,
It can't be.
no, it's not bluffing. Sure thinks he's up against, I guess, yes, some high card big spade.
4.3. Oh, okay.
Wow.
So, two pairs, queens and jacks.
Second ago.
Let's see that. Yeah.
Which triggered the question, and Shulman is not my answer.
Okay.
However, great choice, and you know, maybe even the year. I'm going to go with Luke Schwartz.
Oh, okay. Full flush.
So for why he's my favorite Twitter follow right now. Everything he's saying out there is quite funny. Brings a little attitude, a little swag, some humor, of course. His perspective on the Phil Galfond challenge, issued a nice little statement there, which followed up by a Galfond response, and they're very friendly with one another.
Yeah.
I'm loving Luke Schwartz on Twitter right now. Go ahead and give him a follow. Check out what he has to say.
Okay.
Now, Nick Schulman, on the other hand, let me type into your Twitter. Pick this up. Is Romero thinking about getting a little frisky with the 7-8 offsuit from the big blind? Probably just going to play a little defense. Eduardo does open snug. He's under the gun +1. Schulman, a little tweet said he was too tilted to post it at the time. However, this picture stuck with him. Is Phil Ivey ordered a beautiful little sushi dinner to Bobby's room and just roared through a bag of Skittles at the same time. Wonderful. How about James here? King 9-9, going to take the unorthodox lead. And I think this works whenever our opponent doesn't, you know, have this. James has to be done, I assume, unless he just plans to run a savage bluff, repping a 9 on every single street. I don't think that's going to work, but... And he is going to do it. Romero.
Yeah, firing again on the turn.
He is after throats. Going to try and represent. Eduardo is just simply licking his chops, I believe. Not going to fold ace-king here.
Yeah, perfectly content with going call, call, call. James does river a no good 7.
Here.
There
Oh
it is from
gosh.
James Romero.
Oh my
Leads
goodness
flop,
gracious.
leads turn, shoves river.
And he is targeting, hoping that it's perhaps tens, jacks, queens, representing a 9. I think ace-king's going to be hard for him to get to fold. Clearly, again, targeting tens, jacks, queens, trying to force those into the muck. And maybe once in a while the king, but he's going to call. And James Romero is out of the door. Wait a minute. What just happened?
Be careful as he slams his cards down. That ace-king is good. A magnificent attempt at a bluff.
Surely you can't get a third title this week. Well, this table's going to be no help towards that goal, as it is that tough.
550, 600 dollars.
Julian from the small, completing 10-6. Michael Souza in the big blind, checking back his king 3 of clubs. King Jack 3, 1 club. Michael top pair, backdoor flush draw. Julian with a gut shot draw. Julian's going to stab at the flop with his 10 high.
Sorry.
Julian's probably fair to say the player with the least experience on this table, but
Poker go.
no stranger to big events, especially in the World Series of Poker Europe. Just a couple of weeks ago, World Series Poker main event last year. Deuce on the turn. Will we fire another barrel, try and put pressure on some of those 9s Michael might have. He was obviously looking for a queen. A 7 or 8 would have given him more outs. Deuce not ideal.
120.
But he is going to give it another go. 120, going bigger. Really is. Going to make it tough for Michael if he had a jack or a 9, but with a king, of course, we'll be going nowhere. On the river. Not really a card that changes this board, and Julian's left himself just to pop behind. Is he going to rip it in on the first hand of the featured table on day 2? And he has pulled the trigger, moving it all in. I find it really hard for Michael to call this. He's got the worst king he can have. His opponent's gone bet jam. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he has no idea about his opponent. And it's hard to give someone credit for just triple barreling it off first hand of the day.
No, it's more for people in the pot too, right?
No, yeah, of course.
Bad one. Oh, he does make the call, and well, credit to Julian for giving it a go.
Nice.
Elimination first hand of our feature table on day 2.